Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for What's the Weather Like? The big reveal. So earlier today, I posted a picture with a little snippet of 3 cards and 3 stones, and I had you choose which stone, which card you were drawn to. So it was just by that impulse, that connection that you chose. And this idea, this kind of playful experiment, is a way for you to tune into what's going on around you, just like you tune into the weather report, right? You want to know, what's the weather going to be like today? Should I bring an umbrella? Is it going to rain? Is it going to be raining sideways so an umbrella wouldn't even help and it's blowing out there so that my umbrella gets turned inside out? What should I expect? Because then I can make a choice or a decision as to how I want to handle the moment. It's not just happening to me. I'm not getting caught at the bus stop and pouring down rain, ending up completely drenched, but I have the opportunity to protect myself, right? Or decide, hey, I don't want to put up with this weather. I'm going to go somewhere where it's nicer. So that's the idea behind doing a reading, right? It's not to ever give up your power or your free will, because ultimately we have free will. We get to make the choices as to how we engage in the moment. Even in those moments where it seems like there isn't much choice, you can even choose how you wish to think about a moment or a situation. So let's get into the reveal. I want to go ahead and start with the card all the way on the left. It had this beautiful blue stone, which I'm going to hold up a little bit closer so you can see it. It's a really pretty one of my favorites. And it was connected to this card. Bum, bum, bum. So the card deck I'm using is a Rider-Waite deck. And this particular card is called the Moon. Now you might say, what's the difference between right side up versus upside down? Well, again, like the weather, right? So if I say, oh, it's going to be windy today, well, you could say, is it going to be a nice warm wind to cool me off because the day is kind of hot? Or is it going to be one of those days where it's already raining and cold and then the wind rushes down like a tunnel of streets and it just, it gets you, it hits you to the bone. So that's kind of like what it's like. It's still the wind, right? It's still going to be windy, but what kind of wind to expect? And it's not that there's a good or a bad, it's just a difference, right? So upside down, what this card means is it means that you may have been dealing with some fears or anxieties, some worries, but all of a sudden you're starting to feel that intensity lift up off your shoulders a little bit more. Now, what you can do to help really release whatever little remnants of fears or worries are still rattling around is think about using the blue stone, so to speak, in the sense of what it symbolizes. And what it symbolizes is your connection to your angels and your guides. Ask for help. You're not alone. So when you think about worrying, right, or fears you might have, one thing that I would do is I would pray, right? I would ask for help, and we can do that in many different ways. The other way that I would do that is I'd call on my angels. Archangel Michael is somebody that I call on frequently, and he's considered the great defender and protector. He's wonderful. I call on him all the time. Like when I was driving today, I could see like right in front of me, the cars were just getting a little too close. And I thought, oh no, don't have a pileup, because it was 10 to 12 cars, seriously, going very fast, very close. And I could just see, like the pileup happening. And I was trying to hang back more and more. And sure enough, there came a moment. I was like, okay, Michael, just let's get home safely. Help me out here. Sure enough, moments later, about 3 cars, kind of like every other car, simultaneously went into the emergency shoulder, off the road. And you hear the screeching of the brakes. And thank God, no one was hurt, no accidents. But, you see like sometimes the danger coming, right? And you have those fears and those worries. Well, the fears and the worries, right? They're starting to lift. How to get rid of the rest of them? Pray, right? Say a prayer. Ask for help. Ask a friend for help. Call on your angels. That's what'll be very helpful for you. Now, the second card, you have the wonderful, beautiful pink quartz heart. And this rose quartz heart is really representative of unconditional love. And the card that is connected with is the strength card. And again, it's another one that's upside down. And that's good too. So again, all right, well, so what does this mean for me in this moment? So there's confidence and courage that we can tap into, right? Deep within our belly. And there are those moments where we can roar like a lion and really speak from a place of confidence. And right now, what you might be experiencing is a little bit of frustration, right? You might be experiencing that feeling of, oh, I don't feel so sure of myself in this situation. Maybe you're even frustrated at the way an experience went because you're trying to do it all on your own. You're really tired, and it just would be nice to have some help. And the people around you just might be irritating you because they don't know how to help, and you don't have time to tell them how to assist you. And maybe you lash out in anger, and that really upsets you later on. So that's where this wonderful rose quartz heart comes in. You have the opportunity to not only offer unconditional love towards others, but towards yourself, right? So in this moment in time where you might just be not quite sure of yourself, maybe not feeling fully confident in a certain area, maybe frustrated that you don't have a certain amount of discipline or just willpower to muscle it through and get it all done on your own, offer yourself some grace, some unconditional love, and know that this too will pass, and give yourself that opportunity through the love, through that unconditional love, saying, you know what, we all have those days where, we speak sooner than we should, or our emotions get the best of us, those frustrations. But love yourself, love those around you, give yourself just a moment, and you're going to find that through that, you'll tap back into the confidence and courage you need to complete what you're working on. All right, so final card, here it goes. We have the beautiful smoky quartz stone that's with that. And this is a wonderful stone for grounding and connecting you to your surroundings. So if you ever come into contact with a person who, their eyes look a little dazed, and listening to you, like they shake their head. Oh, wait, what? What did you say? Say that again. Sorry, because they're not fully paying attention. Something like a smoky quartz stone would help you be present, and you wouldn't have to ask twice about what the other person was saying. You'd hear them. And this is connected with the Ace of Wands card, again, upside down. So now something that's interesting here is that the first two cards I shared with you are part of what's called the Major Arcana. And they represent the kind of weather that you want to pay attention to, right? If it's going to rain, it's probably going to rain pretty hard at some point. Or if it's going to be sun shining, it's going to be a bright sunny day, so you want to put on that sunscreen, versus a minor arcana where that would be more like, oh, it might drizzle on and off, like Florida in the summer, right? You get these big storms that come through, but then they pass right away and it's sunny and it's hot. You dry off, or the humidity, you don't dry off. But it's something that's not a big deal, right? It kind of comes and goes pretty quickly. The other cards are, you want to pay attention and you want to take action accordingly. This one, what it's saying right now is that if you're experiencing a frustration or a delay on a project you're working on, if you feel like you just can't quite focus your thoughts, whether it's a cloud of confusion, you can't just quite make it happen. What you can do, so your course of action to experience a better weather experience, is to do something that's very grounding and calming for you, right? That gets rid of the negative, because this is also great for protecting you from the negative, like the toxic people, right? You might have a project you're working on, but somebody's like, oh, that's never going to happen. Oh, yeah, when I see it, I'll believe it. Or, oh, you know how they are. You think you're going to get the support, but like the Debbie Downers. This helps cut that out, to release the negativity, because that's also keeping that cloud of confusion around you a bit. So taking the time, your course of action, so that the project you're working on can move forward and not be as delayed or just feeling like, oh, what, I want it to come into being. It's not happening. What's wrong? Is take some time away from the negative thoughts and negative people. Do something that grounds you, that helps you to be more present, something with your hands. Hello, Tara. Oh, so great. Yes, I will. Yes, I'll pull cards. Wait, I've got my computer down here and I've got my camera up here. So yes, I can pull a card for you. If you'd like me to pull a card, Tara, go ahead and just hold a question in your mind and I'll pull a card for you. So just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. But yeah, so this last card that I pulled, oh, and Michelle, hello. It's so good to have you. Thanks for joining me. This last card with the projects that might be feeling delayed or frustrated, take some time away from the negative thoughts, negative people, the Debbie Downers, and do something that grounds you, whether it's something with your hands, very tactile, knitting, drawing, clay, you know, or something that just moves your body, feet on the ground, right? Taking a walk outside with your dogs, your fur babies, or, you know, just going to the park and enjoying some fresh air. That's going to help. So that'll start to dispel some of the confusion and get you back tapped into what you're really passionate about. Because this project that you're working on, you might discover that some of the frustration around it is that your heart's not in it, right? So that's that one. Okay, so you're ready, Tara. Okay, here it goes. I am going to go ahead and get my cards. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this is so fun. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so you are ready. So holding the question in your heart, I'm going to go ahead and pull for you, Tara. Okay. All right, so the card that comes up is the Six of Pentacles. And this particular card, it came up upside down. I'm getting a lot of upside down cards today. And as I was saying earlier, upside down just means that it's the same energy, right? The same weather that's going on around you. It's just a different experience. The example I used before was wind, right? You might say, oh, it's a windy day. Well, if it's a windy day and it's nice and warm and sunny out and the wind comes through to cool you off, oh, that's a lovely experience. Or maybe it's a rainy day and it's cold and the wind comes through and it feels like, oh, it hits you to the bone. So it's just different experiences of the same energy, of the same wind. So this particular one, the Six of Pentacles, what it really represents is this beautiful figure in the middle. And this particular figure is sharing, right? He has this great abundance that he is so excited to share with others to help lift them up and raise them up. Now, when it's upside down, you have this experience of, where do I feel that I might be either oversharing and overgiving and then feeling like I'm becoming depleted, or even where is it that you're not able to open to receive yourself? And now here's something that's very interesting, because what I found in my own work, right, in my own play, is that those moments where I become super frugal with myself, or not quite as giving, and I say, oh, Irena, I know you want to take this course on yoga anatomy. I know you want to take this energy course or go see the energy worker, the massage therapist, right? But I really, is that the best, wisest, spending of your money right now? And often what I do, because I'm thinking emotionally, I'm not thinking logically, so I'll say, no, I really shouldn't spend that money on myself. I really shouldn't do that right now. But then what happens is then I start to encounter my own students like that, where they start to say, oh, I want to take this yoga class, or I want to do an energy session with you, or get a card reading, but I'm not ready to spend the money on it. I don't see the value in sharing that or receiving that, right? So there comes to be this like little imbalance. And what I love about this, and it's kind of hard to see, but he's holding a little scale, right? And the scale in this is balanced, it's even, right? So as he's sharing, it's a balanced sharing. He's not overgiving, he's not holding back, but he's giving freely in a very balanced, grounded way. So you might look at yourself right now and say, where do I feel a little bit hurt or icky, like I've been oversharing and not giving enough to myself, not receiving enough, right? Not either building into myself by doing the things that I know that help create physical well-being and create abundance in my life. Where am I overdoing it? And give yourself that opportunity to not only share, but also to receive, to come to that place that feels really very much, you have this equanimity and you feel good about it. Because in this picture, for me, he's smiling. It's kind of subtle to see, but it's this really genuine hearted feeling of like, wow, you know, I love taking the time and sharing information. But when it gets to that point where it's too much, you start to feel depleted. So take some time, build into yourself, and also give yourself that contemplation to see what might strike you as I talk. And as I'm saying this, do you have any particular questions that come up? I keep looking down because my computer's down beneath me, so to speak. I've got a new angle that I set up in. But yeah, if you have questions that come up, Tara, with clarity, or if what I said makes completely no sense, let me know, because that happens too. And something that's interesting, a story I'll share with you. I have a friend who also does readings, and she was saying she did a reading for a gentleman, and he worked in construction, and she was surprised he came to see her for a reading because he was one of these wonderfully strong macho guys who didn't seem like he'd be open to it. But he's very interested because he wanted information on his job. And so she did the reading, and in the reading, she was just looking at the cards, and the cards showed that, wow, you know, you're gonna have a big shakeup at work. You know, it could be an energy like the company goes under, or people start getting fired, or something big happens, but you're going to come out of it okay, right? It's like you dodge a bullet, and it's in the end, it all turns out really well for you. So he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, no, I don't know. And so he went to work the next day, and I kid you not, it was the next day. And someone filed a sexual harassment suit against him, and he was shocked, right? Because he hadn't done anything. He was innocent of what he was being accused of. And because he had had the card reading, that shock and that jolt didn't rattle him so much into fear and worry of like, oh, I'm going to lose my job, my reputation's going to go down the tubes, you know, I'm done in this business. But he knew from the reading, like, okay, but what's the weather coming up? There's going to be a big shakeup at work, and everything's really going to be okay for you. You're going to dodge a bullet. So everything went through, and sure enough, the case was dropped. It was unfounded. Whoever had brought it up wasn't being accurate or telling the truth in that particular matter, and he was proven innocent. But it really saved him a lot of heartache and worry. So the thing that I share with you about that is that sometimes you'll receive a reading and it's the forecast, right? It's what's coming up. It hasn't happened yet. That's why I had you guys pick a card at the beginning of the day, and I'm giving you feedback now because maybe the weather already happened or maybe it's still coming, but it gives you some kind of navigation. You can either look back in hindsight and say, oh yeah, you know what? I've been trying to get this project done forever, get this product launched, you know, get this organization together, and it's just not coming together, and I'm ready to pull my heart out, and I just don't care anymore, right? That would be that Wands card that I had out upside down. And what do you need to do in that case? Take a deep breath, remove yourself from the toxic people and thoughts, and get connected to something that really gets you. Really gets you back in touch with passion. And I see more people coming in. Oh, you're thinking about your dream house. Okay. Yes, excellent, excellent. So you keep pouring back into your business. Okay, so that's where you might want to see what feels more balanced to you, because that Six of Pentacles upside down represents a bit of an imbalance as to, yeah, where you're giving your money. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Love to be able to buy it next year. Okay, so yes, you might want to come up with a plan to do that. Yep. Hey, Samantha, good to have you. And hello, Lori, wonderful to have you. And Diane, I'll mention your card again too. But yeah, Tara, just to kind of give you a quick wrap up. So here's the next thing you could do, right? So you have the question in your mind. You got the reading of, there's not quite a balance between the giving and the receiving. So now we could pull, if you're up for it, a card that says, okay, well, what can I do in order to save for my dream house, and actually have that come to be by next, I think you said by next year. I don't know why summer's popping into my head. Okay, I don't know why summer popped into my head, but what do I have to do in order to buy my house, to have enough savings to buy my house next year? So that's a kind of question you want to ask. So if you're up for that, Tara, just give me a thumbs up, and then I'll pull a card for that. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I see the thumbs up. Okay, and one hopped out. Okay, cool. All right. So what you can do, so this particular guy, 7 of Wands, and he was upside down too. So again, it just represents, the energy. It's all upside down today. But what he's doing is he's standing on a mountaintop, and you've got all these wands coming up, and he's beating them off with a stick. Oh my God. So what it's representing is there's a lot of ideas and projects going on right now. And there's almost like too much, right? Too many distractions. So when you think about what can you do, and this is an action card, which is nice. What can you do in order to save the money in order to be able to buy your dream house next year? Is be very mindful of the different projects and ideas that come across your path. And here's what I mean by that, when you feel overwhelmed by everything that's going on as far as the different ideas and projects coming up, take some time away and focus on what's actually going to inspire you, what's actually going to create profit, so that you have the ability to save, and what's not just something that you always feel like you have to defend yourself, right? Or really push for it to happen. So this particular one, so many projects, yes. Oh, Summer, okay, yeah. Summer's very strong with this, most definitely. So what you can do is take a deep breath, make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself with all the projects and ideas that are coming up. Give yourself an opportunity to feel like you don't have to defend yourself over the projects you're choosing, but instead you choose from the ones that light you up, that you're very passionate about, and the ones that will generate the income for you that you need to save. So yeah, so watch the projects that come across your path, what you invest in, and then even like what you offer, right? So it's that, I was kind of combining that, but the ones you invest in and then the ones you offer. Yeah. So I hope that helped. Natalie, so good to see you. Oh, you're welcome, Tara. Thank you for asking. I'm so glad you joined. How much fun. Yes, so let's see. Hello, Natalie. I'm glad you're here. So we're playing some readings. And Diane, I'm trying to remember, I believe you pulled the blue card. If you're still on, give me a thumbs up, or not the blue card, the blue stone. I think that's the one you pulled. So you can go back and see that at the beginning of the video. I do have that in there, but as a quick recap for you, the blue stone, yes, excellent, blue stone, thank you. That particular one had to do with the moon card, and the moon card was upside down. So what that represented was there may have been a lot of fear and anxiety and worry just kind of resting on your shoulders and in your mind, but it's starting to lift. And what's going to really help those fears and anxieties and worries to be released is that beautiful little blue stone. I love this stone. This is the celestite stone, like celestial, and it helps you connect with the celestial beings, right? Your angels, your guides. And what I think about, I love that doing the stone in the card, because I feel like the stone gives you an action. So if you've had a lot of that fear or just worry about, what's kind of going on, or just in general, you can, what I love to do is say a prayer, right? You're not alone. Ask for help. That little celestite stone reminds us, we're not alone in this. You can ask friends for help, but specifically the celestite stone says, call on, your unseen helpers. Ask God for help. I love to call on Archangel Michael for help, or Saint Anthony. Whenever I lose something, holy cannoli. It brings me such peace, right? Because I'm always looking for my keys. I'm looking, where did I put those shoes? Where's my coat? And with fur babies, I'm going in and out in the colder weather now, and I never know where I leave my things. Which door did I go out of? Front, back? And it's like, St. Anthony, help me. Where did I put that? And it's so silly, right? But it brings me great comfort. And it takes away the worry of, I'm going to be really late now, and I'm not going to find my keys, and how am I going to get to class on time? So that's kind of the action for you right now, Diane. Oh, good. You're welcome. Thanks for playing. What joy to have you. You guys are amazing. Oh, good. I'm glad it made sense, Tara. Glad. Hello, Jacqueline. How wonderful to see you. So we're pulling cards and playing. Hey, CD. Fantastic to see you. Many a moon since I've seen you. Holy cannoli. All right. So if anybody else would like a card pulled for them, just kind of pop in the comments and I'll pull one for you. You just hold a question in your heart or your mind, and I'll give you a reading. So just that little weather forecast, an opportunity to see what's going on around you when you just can't see yourself. Yes, hello, Erin. So wonderful to have you. Thanks for joining and playing. One of my wonderful friends, Mallory, calls it being nose blind, right? So I love this, and so I'm totally borrowing it from her, but it's Mallory's wonderful thing where she talks about, sometimes we get so close to something, we become nose blind to it, right? Like the Febreze commercial, where you're so used to the smells in your own house, all of your doggies and your wonderful cooking, that you don't realize how stinky it gets until maybe you're gone for a while and you come back home. But you get used to it, right? So you become nose blind. So the idea of a reading is you have your friend come over and they go, oh my God, I love you, but your house stinks, right? So you say it with a little bit of love, but you get that feedback. So that's kind of the idea of what we're doing. All right, Amanda, thank you for joining. All right, so I will, and Natalie, excellent. Okay, so Natalie, since I see you first, I'm going to go ahead and have you, Natalie, just hold a question in your heart, and I will pull the card for you. Okay. Oh, and this is a fun card. Yay, finally an right side up card. They've been all upside down so far. So 6 of Wands. Oh, this is a fun one. So this guy, he's riding into town on his white horse. He's wearing a laurel on his head, and everybody's got their wands and they're cheering him on, saying, yay, way to go. You won the derby, you won the race. Do your wonderful victory lap. So there's great success. There's great opportunity for celebration and for recognition. So that is the card that you drew. So let me know if that makes sense to the question you were holding in your heart or your head. And if you have questions of clarity, let me know. All right. So now, Amanda. Okay. Oh, hello, Dawn. I'm glad you're on here. That's my hubby. All right, so I'm just going to shuffle. So I'm just clearing the energy of the deck in a couple different ways. Okay, so this is for Amanda. So Amanda, I'm going to have you just hold in your heart and in your head your question. Okay. Oh, finally getting upright cards. So Ace of Pentacles. This is another fun one. So here in this card, what you're seeing is this hand coming out offering a gift. So it's almost like this gift comes out of nowhere, and it's a gift of financial backing, right? It's a monetary gift, a physical gift, but it's going to give you just enough money or funds to do what it is that you need to do, right? So if you have a particular goal in mind that you're working towards, keep yourself open to the different ways and sources that can offer a gift to you in life. Okay, so sometimes that could mean like you get a check in the mail, like you overpaid the dentist, the dental bill, and they're like, oh, you paid $40 over, you're going to get it back, right? Or you get like a refund somehow. So something like that. So some money is coming your way. All right. Oh, so Natalie, love it. Okay, it does make sense. Okay, 3-year-old is watching. Oh, good. I'm glad she loves the card. That's a good card. It's a lot of fun. And she's your fashionista helper. Holy moly. I need more tea. All right. So let's see. And Jessica, hello. Welcome. I've got my computer on the floor where all of my Facebook notifications are coming. So that's why I keep looking down. I'm so glad you guys are all here playing with me. It's so much fun. So does anybody else have any other questions? Would you like a card pulled? We'll stay on for like 2 more minutes. Oh, you're welcome, Amanda. I hope that made sense. If you have questions, let me know. All right. So last call for any more questions. So going once, going twice, going 3 times. Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me. This has just been so much fun. So every Tuesday morning, I'll post a picture of 3 cards, and you get a chance to choose which one you'd like. And I'm going to try to pair it up with a wonderful little crystal because it's fun to do. And then at the end of the day, I'll have these little reveals, and you'll get a chance to learn what the card means that you picked, the big reveal, and then also give you an opportunity to ask questions if more come up. So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for playing with me. Oh, Tara, thank you so much. And you're such a light in my life. Have a wonderful night and sweet, sweet dreams. Mwah! Catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.